guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Aline. I am a full-time barista and content creator by day and a writer, creative professional by night. So if you're new here and you don't know me, that's my whole deal. Currently, we are sitting in my Upper West Side apartment bedroom, and it looks okay. I don't think it looks hideous. I do think it looks a little barren, but I've only lived in this apartment for a year, and for most of the time was really trying to stabilize a budget, stabilize what was, you know, the amount of money I was going to live on. What was that gonna look like? Post-grad is weird, and having to figure out, like, how am I gonna live in one of the most expensive cities in the country is a time and a half. So basically, my original vision for this room was a gnome house, like cozy hobbit hole moment, and I think I've like achieved a little bit of that. But I personally am under the impression, and you've heard this before, I've said it in vlog after vlog after vlog, it's a little barren, it's a little boring. So I tasked myself with trying to save some money and build myself some bookshelves that are gonna, you know, be mounted there a la bracket on this wall. I have bought the lumber myself, I've sanded it myself, I've stained it myself, and I've glossed it myself, and I still cannot tell you whether or not this actually saved me money. I'm not sure. It might have just been a fool's error. So the moral of the story is maybe sometimes Etsy stores are pricing their labor correctly, because you will have to do that labor yourself if you're not careful. Anyway, this is my journey of putting my shelves together and getting some little bits and bobs of my bedroom polished and looking good to create the right sort of vibe for year 2 on this lease. Year 2's going good. There are cockroaches in our dishwasher. It's good and bad at the same time. Excited to be here all the same, and that's all I gotta say on that. Let's get into this video and see how we get that wall looking like someplace I wanna call home. Hello everybody, it's polyurethane day on my shelves. I have finished staining, and now I'm gonna get to apply a layer of this guy finally. It'll probably take 2 rounds. First coat, then drying it, letting it dry, and then flipping it, doing it the other way. So it'll probably take like all day, but I'm so excited that staining is finally done. Staining has been the worst part, the worst aspect to do in a New York apartment. I'll say it. I will never be doing this again. This will finally be the last stage of the adventure before hanging them, which I'm like so excited to do tomorrow. So let's get started, shall we? I've set up my kitchen. I have a layer here of plastic. I have my brush. I have my windows open. That's why you can hear those noises, and a fan going, because you're not supposed to do this in an enclosed area. So, i.e., that's why I'm here. The staining turned out pretty good. I'm quite happy with the way that they look. There are 2 that are gorgeous and 1 that is ugly. I'm gonna be real, but I think that one I'm gonna make the top shelf so no one's gonna see that one. And now I'm gonna get to polying. I set up this station here so I can kind of watch, hopefully kind of watch Game of Thrones while I do this. That kind of works, doesn't it? First impressions, it looks really nice. I'm quite thrilled. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Who is she? Looking good. Good morning. Today, I think, is the actual day of the shelves being put up. There's no maybe. Today is the day that the shelves go up. It is my day off. It's a Tuesday, so I really want to take advantage of the fact that I have the whole day. It's currently like 9 in the morning and I am ready. I have done some light prep work. I've kind of established the height of the shelves that I want everything at and where on the wall I kind of want things to be. I'm going to prep the room now where I want to take everything out from under my bed, move the bed itself, and then I'm going to start drilling some pilot holes, and I'm kind of nervous. This whole thing, it's something that I really want to do, right? And I want to be able to say that I've done, but it's definitely like the biggest undertaking, especially in a rental where you don't want to fuck up and you don't want to have to like patch a massive hole, or you don't want your bookshelf to like fall down on you or your girlfriend. I feel a little bit nervous. It's also the fact that like most people recommend having a friend to help you hold up the other end of the shelves. It's not actually like the biggest construction feat. Like people do this all the time, but I've just never done this before. So I'm both excited and also nervous, and also it makes me feel like a little kid who just wishes like my mom or my dad was around for me to be like, oh, like this, you know? And they're not around, it's just me. But yeah, so I'm feeling a lot of weird emotions for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because I bought this lumber back in September and I have been procrastinating because of the fear that it's gonna go wrong, and so I'm worried that it's gonna go wrong or something like that. I've also been feeling though like anytime I try to relax or do anything that isn't work on the shelves, I'll feel like really guilty for some reason. Like it's always just I feel bad that I'm not working on the shelves, or like, oh, this is time that I could have used to put up the shelf, and I don't love that feeling. So I'm excited for that to be over. So yeah, it's the morning. I'm in this construction smock. If you've watched any video in which I do any physical task ever, like I'm usually in this denim short sleeve. I'm really ready today, as you can see. But yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also kind of nauseous. Mostly it's just like, I know myself, it takes me forever to commit to like actually using my goddamn drill. So I'm just gonna go slow and try to be as methodical as possible about all this. And then I'm hopefully gonna do a big organizational clean of the apartment. I do have to go to the hardware store and get some metal like studs. I hope you guys are excited for all of that. I'm excited in my own way. So thanks for coming along with me and watching me be melodramatic about 3 pieces of lumber. Here I am in my kitchen, about to drill some pilot holes. I don't know if you can see that, but I have my brackets right about here. They are 7 inches from the edge, and I'm just going to drill some pilot holes so when I go to mount them on the wall, I know where the lumber is supposed to line up, and I don't have to drill pilot holes against the actual like surface, like drilling them suspended in the air, which I know makes a lot of sense. But you'd be surprised. So like, I haven't seen anybody talk about this, not to be like that bitch, but like, I haven't seen anyone like advise this since I was in scene shop when I was like 20 years old. So I'm kind of nervous, especially like I don't want to fuck up the wood that I spent forever polishing up. But yeah, Birdie's here on the floor. She's keeping me company. She's very sweet, aren't you, baby? We're good. I got really scared. We're good. I got really scared. Oh no, that was so scary. I thought I broke through on the other side. Ah! I didn't. Okay, I am now ready to go to the hardware store. I put on some real clothes over my smock and I'm gonna go get the last couple of things that I need, and then we're gonna hang the shelves. It's happening. I'm so excited. It is already coming up on 1 o'clock, which is when I want it to be done, but you know, I had some breakfast, and Birdie's having a good time, right, Bird? I know. She likes to watch the actual birds from Michelle's window, which is very wholesome. So yeah, let's get going. I have truly a devastating update, and one that breaks my spirit personally to deliver to the public. Once again, Shelf Project 2022 has been delayed. So I got one shelf up, but oh my god, the kitten's shouting in the hole. I got one shelf up, moved on to the second shelf, and I thought that the whole wall was going to be made out of brick. That's what all these walls have been made out of so far. But this is a hybrid of something. The bottom is brick, and then the top is, I think it's just drywall. So I hadn't anticipated that, and the metal support that I like hammered into the wall, that went in crooked because the wall was so soft. And then the screw was straight, and it like split the metal support, the lead support rather, which I didn't even know was something that you could do. And so as a consequence, the shelf was super delicate, and I put some of my weight on it to check this, and it wrenched out both screws, leaving holes in my walls. So I plugged the holes, and by that time I was ready to call it a night. I have spent truly 8 hours on this project today, which is pathetic in my mind for having just drilled pilot holes and just figured out where the shelves were gonna go and get one shelf up and go to the hardware store. But to be fair, I did contact my landlord slash my property management company about the cockroach problem we've been having in our dishwasher. So now it looks like we're gonna maybe get an appointment set up this week, like tomorrow or the day after. That at least is a big check off my list. So that feels somewhat comforting as a cockroach infestation can be. But anyway, I'll show you guys what the one shelf looks like. Now I have to figure out what the configuration of the shelves is gonna be now that I can't drill my support in the original location. Now they're gonna be a little different, and I'm trying just to keep my hopes high and take the rest of the eve to edit this video a little bit and just relax. So yeah, now for the one shelf reveal of all of my hours of labor. So here we have it. Here is the one shelf that made the cut today. It's looking cute. Like I think anybody with, you know, with eyes would agree that it looks nice. And I'm really excited for what the future of this space is gonna look like now that they're really coming together. I think that they're gonna be at cute height, a really tall ceiling. So I think it's gonna really help accentuate the room. But yeah, that's a little update for tonight. I think it's looking cute, but still lots of work to be done. It is now a brand new day. This project now has been going on for a couple more weeks, which is shocking because I didn't think it could last longer than it had already lasted, but it has. I learned a bunch of things while putting up shelf 2, which I started to do the other day, and I meant to film. Time got away from me, but more importantly, crises happened, like with the shelves, where I learned a lot because the wall is made up of 2 different material types: brick, a little bit of plaster, and also masonry blocks. And the masonry blocks are really old. Well, the whole thing is old, but our building is a pre-war building and was built, I believe, in the year like 1910, 1920. It is not behaving like a lot of the walls do in video tutorials that I look up. They act up. Like the masonry block, for example, is crumbling when I try to put in supports in the wall. So that was something that kept happening. Luckily, I kind of figured it out. I changed my bit, my drilling bit, to a masonry bit with a lip, which has been working a lot better for the blocks. And I've been drilling smaller, more precise holes with smaller supports. At first, I was nervous because I was like, I don't know if these studs are going to be as supportive, but I've learned that within the wall, they work just so much better and actually end up being so much more secure than the larger ones or even the lead ones. Actually, the lead ones just kind of hate that material and just kind of fall apart. So the second shelf went up, and I was gonna film an update on that, and then I realized that it's not completely weight bearing because the first stud that I put in that I didn't use this technique on is not happening. So it does not want to be where it is, so I have to take off the shelf and do this again. And just the one stud, and I'm going to add an additional support, which might look weird, but I don't really care because I'd rather have it be weight bearing than look completely cute, and I think that I can just make it work. So yeah, I thought I would update you guys before we jumped right on into day 3. Today's my day off and it's already like 6 o'clock. We had like a really nice calm morning. We went to the farmer's market. We went up to Harlem to try this Chilean bakery that's up there, and that was a lot of fun. And then I came home and watched some TV, and I debated whether even doing the shelves right now, but there's a lot going on in our lives and I kind of want the shelves to be done. Also, the shelf project is the reason why there was a lull in uploading. It's truly just because of the shelves. The shelves have been taking just so much longer. So the minute that they are up, basically, I can post this video and start posting regularly again, which is good because not posting has been making me stressed. So there you have it. I am a little sleepy. I want this to be done before I start my work week. Let's get going and figure all this stuff out, shall we? So here we have the 2 shelves. I'm not gonna lie, so far they look so good. I'm so happy with the way they're coming out, which has been motivating during this trying time. But this bracket is the one that needs to have an additional support built in. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I have patched the humongous hole that's now happening. That's gonna be a lot of fun to deal with when I move out, as well as this guy right here. This is also a hole that I made while learning how to make these shelves. Luckily, we just signed on for 2 more years in this apartment, so I've got time to deal with all of these things. However, I have a lot of confidence in myself, so I think I'll be able to hide all the evidence that these were ever here eventually. You know, would rather have made a couple less holes, I'll say it. So what I've done is I've patched the hole, and I've patched the hole with a support into the hole, which is what I saw on different videos that people recommend for older walls, or how can you still use like that space on the wall after you've made that blender. So that's what I've done. So now I'm gonna just let it dry. And then I've also made a second hole here, and a second support. As you can see, the brackets have 3 holes. I've just been using 2, but now I'm gonna use this one as well for that side, just because I want it to have that extra support. I'm gonna let that dry and set and start measuring out my 3rd and final shelf now that that's underway, and then I'll give you guys another update. But things are looking up. We're really moving now. Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new day. This is the day that I think we've all been waiting for since this video started, which is the grand reveal. I have been working on these shelves since September of 2021, which is when I first got the lumber custom cut, and have slowly grinded away at this project for a while. And now the day has come where it's finally done. I cannot believe it. I'm pretty stoked to show you how it all turned out. And it was kind of daunting, I think, because I finished so late and I was really tired by the time that they finished. I was feeling proud, but it hadn't really sunk in yet. There were things that I knew I could have done better. There were things that I knew didn't go according to plan. And even though I was really happy with the end result, I felt like a lot of weird disappointment in myself, which is very odd, which stopped me from filming like any kind of update that night. I was still in my own head, and it wasn't until I literally sent the pictures off to my mother and FaceTimed her 2 days ago, and she looked at my shelves and gave me like such high praise that I realized like, whoa, I actually did a really cool thing and I should be really proud of myself. So this is pretty cool, and I should feel a sense of accomplishment, even if like by learning how to do it better, I made some mistakes. It's literally like the learning process. So I'm choosing to be proud, and now that I've kind of let that feeling in, I am so excited about my shelves, and I think that they look so great. I don't think that they could look any better. Really, there's not a lot that I would change now. They kind of turned out exactly how I pictured. So without further ado, let's take a look at these shelves. Right, grand reveal time. Da 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 da. There they are, the focal point for the entire room. As an overview, here is my little space, and there are the shelves. Here's my one window that looks out on my little grubby alley here. And yeah, I am so thrilled with how these ended up looking. They really feel super personal and like a reflection of myself, and it's so nice to have surfaces to cover, not just with my books, but also with memories and with bits that feel like myself, like this frog candle that Michelle got me the other day as a gift, and these vintage horse bookends that I got in Montana, and my chess set, and my book on gnomes that I got my first month living back in the city when I was really nervous about money and didn't have a job, but I thought this is a treat I will give myself, that I bid it on eBay with, and a viewer actually recommended that I take a look at. Like, this is a vintage Winnie the Pooh picture from a 1930s edition of one of the books from Norway. This is of course my philodendron that I got in Montana when I was there for COVID for a while and working and couldn't afford to be in the city. There's my little hand engraved bear that I got at an antique store on the Upper West Side. A puzzle that Elise got me for Christmas. And then there's a candle up here for some extra warmth, and then I just put these little starlights from just Amazon, honestly, around them, just to provide an additional source of light, because it can get a little darker here in the afternoons in the winter. And yeah, just made it really homey. I also got this new lamp because all of these books used to be stacked haphazardly on the windowsill and on my dresser, and it looked really empty. So I found this lamp on Craigslist in a neighborhood for $20, and it was this older woman's mother's, and she was gonna adopt some cats and was worried about anything happening to the lamp. So she was looking to give it a second home, and I think it's absolutely beautiful in this space and provides just some extra warmth and some extra character. Those are my bookshelves, everybody. And that's the video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is Past Aline again. I am super jealous of you knowing what that wall looks like because I'm still a couple of days out. And the curiosity is about to kill this cat. Anyways, thanks again for watching. You can follow and keep up with me and Michelle on Instagram. That always helps us out, lets us know you're engaged. And if you guys want to see any more bedroom content as I continue to polish up my space this year, let me know. I always want to know if this is scratching the itch that I think it is. So I hope you've had a good time. I certainly have. Sometimes I haven't. These shelves took a really long time to do. So anyway, much love, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.